Hey, gentlemen, real quick, I'm honored to introduce our next speaker. He spoke to just about every single college and professional team there is. But listen, turn your ears on, pay attention. Give it up, Damon West.
All right, man. Man, it's good to be here at the U, man. Look, I'm going to tell you my story. I would say my childhood was really good. I mean, I came from a great family. Great high school athlete, great college quarterback, got hurt in college, and I never played college football again. And when college football was over, my identity was gone with it. I graduated college, went on to be a stockbroker for one of the biggest Wall Street banks in the world, but then I was introduced to meth in 2004 when I was a broker in Dallas. I smoked it one time and I was instantly hooked just like that. And so to feed my addiction, I started breaking into people's homes.
Another arrest is made in connection with a string of burglaries in the uptown neighborhood of Dallas.
The day that they arrested me wasn't just the day I was arrested. It was the day I was rescued. I got pulled out of a situation I was never going to be able to get myself out of. I got sentenced to 65 years in prison, and for me, that's the day that I realized that something had to change, and that something is me. There was this one guy in Dallas County Jail that was so different than everybody else, this older black man named Mr. Jackson. He said, West, I want you to imagine prison as a pot of boiling water. And then I had three choices of how I was going to respond to this pot of boiling water called prison. I could be like the carrot that turns soft and sad and weak in the pot of boiling water, or the egg that turns hard and mad and mean. And that's what Mr. Jackson told me that day. He said, if I put a coffee bean in that same pot of boiling water, he said, now you got to change the name of that water to coffee. The coffee bean is the only thing that changes the water. He said it is the change agent. And so that became my mantra, be a coffee bean. And it was really the foundation with which I built this new life from rock bottom. In 2015, I came up for my very first parole hearing, no expectation of making parole, but they granted my first parole. Now, when I got out of prison, it was difficult. It was hard. But I always had this dream of sharing this story with college football programs because I was a college football player. And I'm telling y'all that because the power's inside you, inside this locker room you're in right now. They hear this story and they understand this guy has been where I've been. How is he smiling still after everything he's been through? But that's the power to be a coffee bean. Of all the players that I've spoken to, there's one player that stands out to me, a guy named Natrez Patrick.
I started playing football when I was 5 years old. I didn't really understand the seriousness of it, even all the way through high school. So when I got to UGA, it was immediately a culture shock. So my junior year, I got arrested for possession of marijuana. That was my third strike, and that actually caused me to miss the national championship game. If I could take anything back, that it would be just an opportunity to play in that game.
I just got done speaking to the Georgia football team, and a few weeks later, I called the coaches at Georgia back, and I was like, hey, listen, can you send him to me in Texas, and I'll take him through a Texas maximum security prison, the kind of prison I lived in, to show him the consequences of the choices he's making in life, because I really feel Natrez is worth saving. They did it.
When we first get to the prison, there's gates, metal detectors, barbed wire everywhere. Like instantly, like I get chills over my body. Like I'm free, but I feel caged.
And on the way into this prison, I'm telling Natrez, when we go into this place, I want you to see how many of these men, their first criminal offense had to do with marijuana.
I feel like it was an eye-opener instantly. As soon as I walked through the gates, I was ready to go home. Like I learned the lesson then, but I feel like it was a great opportunity. So I'm glad I kind of caught the reins when I did and began to make changes for myself. It was definitely a lot of people instrumental to where I am today. And I feel like Damon was one of the people that I met. Perfect timing.
What's up, man? And we stay in touch and we talk. You know, Natrez went on to play in the NFL. He's gone back and forth as a free agent.
I'm a free agent right now, so that means I'm just grounded. I'm taking every day as it comes. I'm just, what can I do to affect my outcome today? That's being that coffee bean.
Oh, I got you, man. That's what I'm here for, to go out and be the change agent in other people's lives. Oh, good snag, man. That's what I'm talking about. To be able to help that young man, that is one of the greatest things I've ever been a part of since I've got out of prison.